We have to find critical number. It means we have to find the number which belongs to domain of our g function, and derivative for this number is equal 0, or derivative for this number does not exist. So let's first find the domain of our g function, because we have to just multiplication and the power, subtraction, so it means the domain is all real numbers. Now we have to find the derivative. We have multiplication, derivative of product, we have u times v is equal derivative of u times v plus derivative of v times u. So let's apply this rule. We have g prime of x is equal, we have to just copy the power, 4 over 5 times x, and will be 4 over 5 minus 1 times the second expression. So we have x minus 4 to second power plus, now we just have to find the derivative of second expression, so will be 2x minus 4, and derivative inside of parentheses, so derivative of x is 1 and derivative of 4 is 0, I don't have to write, times x to power 4 over 5. So this is equal, let's calculate this, we have 4 over 5 x to power 4 over 5 minus 1 is like 5 over 5, so it will be 4 minus 5 is negative 1 over 5, and we have x minus 4 to second power, 2 times 1 is 2, and we have x minus 4 times x to power 4, 5. We can factorize, we have 4 and 2, it means we have factorize 2, we have x minus 4 to second power and x minus 4 to first power, so we can factorize x minus 4. What else? We have x to power negative 1 over 5 and x to power 4 over 5, it means we can factorize x to power negative 1 over 5, and in parentheses we will have, we took 2 from 4, so will be 2 over 5 stay, and we have x minus 4 from the first expression, only this part, and plus we have 2 times x minus 4 before parentheses, so we have only x to power 4 over 5. We factorize x to power negative 1 over 5, so will be x. When we do multiplication, we add the power. So what we have here, we have to have 5 over 5, because when we do multiplication, x to negative 1 over 5 times x to 5 over 5, we just add the exponents, so it'll be negative 1/5 plus 5 over 5 is 4 over 5. Exactly the same what we have at the beginning. So we can rewrite this. This is equal to x minus 4 in parentheses times x to negative 1 over 5, and in parentheses we have 2 over 5 times x minus 4 plus x to power 5 over 5, just 1, we don't have to write. So this is equal, because we have x to power negative 1 over 5, it means we can take this x to denominator, and we have power 1 over 5, we will have 5th root of x. So in numerator stay 2 times x minus 4 times 2 over 5 x minus 4 plus x over 5th root of x. So this is our derivative. Now we have to set the derivative equals 0. G prime of x is equal 0 if and only if our numerator will be 0, because the denominator cannot be 0. So we have 2 times x minus 4 times 2 over 5 times x minus 4 plus x equals 0, because we have multiplication here, so we have 2 times x minus 4 equals 0, or we have 2 over 5 x minus 4 plus x equals 0. We have to solve this two equation. I can divide both sides by 2, so I will have x minus 4 equals 0, so x equals 4. We have first solution. And now I can multiply parentheses by 2 over 5, so it will be 2 over 5x minus 8 over 5 plus x. This is equal 0. So we have 2 over 5x plus 1x, so it's like 1. I can change to fraction, will be 5 over 5. So it will be 7 over 5x minus 8 over 5 equals 0. So I will move negative 8 over 5 to the right side, so we'll have 7 over 5x equals 8 over 5. Now I will multiply both sides by 5, so times 5 times 5. So 5 and 5 we can reduce, so we have 7x equals 8. So x equals 8 over 7. We have next number. Now we have to check if this numbers belongs to domain. The domain of our function will all real numbers. So it means x equals 4, x equals 8 over 7 are our critical numbers. But it's not the end. We have to check now for which x our first derivative function is not defined. We have fraction, so when denominator will be equal 0, our first derivative will not be defined. So for x equals 0, our g prime of 0 function is not defined. It's not defined. And what else? X equals 0 belongs to domain of our function, because the domain is all real numbers. So x equals 0 will be our third critical number. So we have 4, we have 8 over 7, and we have 0. These are our critical numbers.